Good
Vahid,
morning, good afternoon.
what's going on, brother? How are you?
Oh man, long time no talk. You know we talk about Think and Grow Rich all the time.
I
I
hear
saw
that, man.
I'm looking at the library in the back, man. That's literally intimidating. You got a little bit way more than what I got in my back.
No, listen, man. I haven't read every book that's here. I got a couple more. I haven't read everything, so I'm getting there.
Cool, cool, cool. I'm working my way up there also too, maybe.
I hear it one day at
But
a
Matt,
time,
let's
man.
dive into it, brother. I see you doing a lot of speaking. You're helping a lot of the younger generation find out their purpose and their why. Let's dive into it. I know last time we talked about Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill philosophies and principles, but let's switch it up a little bit. What message would you give to our younger generation that wants to become entrepreneur, that want to be in business for themselves? What should they read, and what is the message that you give out to a lot of the schools, a lot of different events that you go through that they have you to speak?
Yeah, man. Listen, that varies. That varies. I talk about everything from personal branding to overcoming adversity and things of that nature because I just want to make things clear. Life has never been peaches and cream for me. I know it hasn't been for you either. I think that's a myth. Going into business, you need to understand that there's going to be some days that really suck. That's the cold hard truth. That's the cold hard truth. That's a part of it, man. But if I could give any message to anyone listening right now, it's that life is not happening to you, life is happening for you, right? And I think that's one of the biggest things that anyone that's tuned in right now, everyone can relate to that.
That is awesome. So when you say you talk about personal development, what if somebody's just brand, let's say you were talking to Vahid and I'm like 18 to 25 and I know I want to be in business for myself. What would be a couple of suggestions that you give to me in order for me to make this journey a little bit, learn using your wisdom so I don't have to waste as much as time?
Yeah, 100%. First things first, you define your success, right? I think a lot of people get caught up in society's definition of success. We see the Lamborghinis, we see the Rolexes, the Audemars, all of these things, and we think, wow, that's what success is. But at the end of the day, just because Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines success a certain way doesn't mean that's how you have to define it. So that's always how I start, right? I'm guilty of it myself, man. I can't tell you how many times I'll get caught up on it and I'll be like, wow, if I get that, I'll be successful. I'm looking at my vision board right now. I see a Tesla and a Rolex. I really want the Tesla. That's going to make me successful. But at the end of the day, success to me is being able to impact someone. So for you sharing your platform, I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity to be here with you again today. I know this is our second or third time doing this, so I'm grateful, man. That's success. If I'm able to impact someone that's tuned in, or when this goes on IGTV, whatever the case is, that's success to me, being able to impact. Second thing, like we were just talking about, life isn't always peaches and cream, right? So my mentor, this gentleman named John Gordon, guy has over 10 books, amazing, amazing author, speaker, businessman, husband, father, amazing guy. He has this formula for success. Actually, I wouldn't even say for success, but when you're on your journey to success, your own journey, your own definition of success, you're going to hit the bumps in the road, the roadblocks, the challenges, the mistakes, the failures, the lessons, all of that. Now, I'm someone that has got hung up on those type of things in the past. I'm not sure if you have, Vahid, but listen, we're human beings. It happens, right? So he has a formula, which is E plus P equals O. Now, at first, I'm reading this in his book. I'm like, man, what is this? E plus P equals O. I suck at math. I don't know any of this. And then I read a little bit further, and I come to realize that it's events plus perspective equals the outcome. Now, think about it. The events that we go through in life aren't fully in our control. We can control some, but we can't control all, right? But the one thing that we can control, that one portion of that equation that we can control is our perspective. We can always control the perspective we have toward that event, which is what truly determines that outcome, right? So, I mean, those two pieces of advice right there can get you very far in your journey as long as you remember that.
I agree with that. A lot of times we attach the wrong meaning to the event and then we get hung up on it. So I'm guilty of that. A lot of times what other people think of you has nothing to do with you. You just got to do what you got to do. So I completely agree with that. I know a few individuals commented on networking. I mean, if it wasn't because of Instagram, YouTube, all these social media platforms, you and I would have never met. I mean, literally, what city are you sitting in right now?
Man, I'm in New York City, man. New York City.
Like I'm in Los Angeles, two of the biggest cities in the United States, And then this whole entire social media platform is bringing us so close where you could share your wisdom and I could just be the platform that everybody else gets the message, right? So that by itself is revolutionized. So for me, man, one of the biggest, craziest thing is this. If you're becoming an entrepreneur and you don't utilize all of these free contents, free valuable information for your success, you're missing out. Like you gotta drop your ego at the door. You gotta come in this whole entire entrepreneurship and you really be the student of the business. Like learn as much as you can from other people who've gone through the challenges, just like you said. Man, everybody thinks everything is all rainbow, sunshine, this, man. I've had more nights that I've cried than I've had more nights that I laughed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to translate this to people to say this journey has got its own ups and downs, but more, downs than ups. But that's where you build your character. When you don't give up and you still keep pushing in. I mean, I think it was like 6 months ago when we did our first live. Your platform is growing. Your audience is growing. You're killing it, man. I look at some of these the images, all of the stuff that you're putting there. You're growing as a person, as an influencer. And I'm like, where could this person be in 5 years? And I'm pretty sure you just talked about a mentor, so that's what it is. What would be your second recommendation to people?
Man, I think we were just talking about it, right? Mentorship, man. Having someone to learn from. And listen, you don't have to be older than them. You don't have to be younger than them. What I always recommend is that you find someone that you have a symbiotic relationship with. And people always ask, what does that mean? Symbiotic means you can give and you can receive and vice versa, right? Oops, my bad. It doesn't really come down to age or anything of that nature. But if you can see yourself in their shoes in X amount of years, that's the person you want to be mentored from. Because I always say that you should never try and skip steps. But when you're mentored by someone, you're propelled, right? You're in proximity of them. So it just automatically happens naturally, as opposed to you trying to force your way a certain way. Man, mentorship is literally the key. And listen, I learn from you all the time, Vahid, and the content that you put out, I absolutely love it. Like, I'm continuously learning. And I think that's, having that open mind, having that growth mindset is probably another thing that you can throw in there.
Definitely. I was talking to another individual today, and I was like, when Dr. Hill came out with the book, optimal situation for a mastermind group is like 6, 7, maybe 5 people, a real true mastermind group where everybody's like lined up for the same outcome. And just like you said, sometimes somebody's younger than you or older than you, they bring a proposal, and you're like, man, why didn't I think of that? That's such a good idea. That means you just skipped 1 year of trial and error before you come out to that outcome. They just saved you 1 year of your life that you can't get time back, let alone how much money you're going to lose or give in. But imagine that how much a mentorship could. I couldn't do what I do without mentorship. Like, I can't even think about doing some of the stuff that I'm doing without having a mentor that at least is guiding me, giving me the little tips in here and there. They don't have to do everything for me. But then when they say, well, check out this industry, what about this? Or what if you do it this way? They just give me the tip of the iceberg that I need to kind of explore. But when I do that, man, that's just thinking out of the box. And the out of the box is the mentor.
100%. And listen, none of this stuff that we're talking about today, we didn't reinvent the wheel, right? These are principles that have been in play for years and years and years, and I'm not going to lie, man, I'm guilty of it all the time. It's just like, I don't necessarily apply everything to my life at once, but then I'll say to myself, after I apply something, I'll say to myself, damn, what took me so long to do that? So if I can say anything, it's just like, act on the things that people are telling you. Like, if you feel something resonates with you, whether it's in this Instagram live right now from Vahid or myself, or, you read it in a book or whatever the case is, that's a principle to success that helps someone get to where they are. Like, if that resonates with you, apply it to your life in some capacity and see if it works for you, because the principles are not being reinvented. Everything is only being added on, and it's just like action, man, action.
Yeah, man. You can't change old wisdom. Old wisdom is old wisdom. You can't. It's like you trying to change truth. Truth is truth, no matter what happens today, tomorrow. So to me, that's one thing that I think resonated with me this last whole 30 days, that, you know, success principles don't change. I know that I've heard that and I've said that, but truly understanding that, yes, man, success principles don't change. When you bring value, when you help others, universe is going to bring it back to you. Having the faith that that circle of karma is going to come back. You just got to, you know, do your thing, and just, you know, in the right time is going to come. So not, you know, just like you said, don't jump the steps unless you have a mentor. It's the same thing with you giving back to other people. If you help enough people succeed, you will succeed anyway, by default, by association, by just doing a few transactions. I mean, you're just going to make it anyway. But you going in it, not looking at what am I going to get at this instant, is a big deal. And I know in our society, the instant gratification is some new phenomenon that's been out there. People want to put 2 hours and get 2 hours. Like, that doesn't necessarily work. You got to build the foundation first. So I don't know. It's changing my life, man. I'm learning a lot of new stuff every day.
That's what matters most, man. That's what matters most. You know, listen, I know we're very much like-minded, you know, so being able to, listen, I said it earlier, man, I learn from you every day. You guys post amazing, amazing content, man. Like, people should be honored that you're doing this, right? Amazing stuff, man. I'm grateful for it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, man. Matt, the more I learn, this is the craziest thing. I've said it before, but the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know anything, which is the craziest thing. I'm like, oh my God, how did I survive this many years? How am I able to be successful in business when there's so much stuff that I have not learned yet? So to me, it's like, you got to learn every day. If you're not learning a few things every day and implementing a few things every day, I don't know, you're just stagnating. You're going to become obsolete. It's just that's the truth. That's why I love your student mentality. You're always learning. I mean, I got a book. I don't know if you can see, I got a lot of books over here too. So I haven't finished all of them, but the way I look at it is like, let me buy it. Let me invest in myself. It's here. Anytime I need to get into it, I can. Recently, I think 2 days ago, I'm almost finishing up the book, The Compound Effect. And man, just having that discipline on daily basis has a tremendous amount of ripple effect throughout your life. Every day reading 5-7 pages, people think that's like, what is it, 5-7 pages? But if you read 5-6-7 pages every single day on constant basis, in a couple of years, you'll be the person that a lot of people are going to come to because of your wisdom, because of your knowledge. You'll be able to help a lot of people. So don't kind of dismiss it because it's a little small. 30 minutes walk around the block may not be that much, but over a couple of years is a big deal.
100%, man. Listen, it's those small goals and those small steps, those small actions over time that compound into that big goal. You know, it's one day at a time, man. One day at a time.
That's it. I love it. Listen, Matt, I know you're a busy guy. Thank you so much for being with us for another live session. You and I are going to do many, many more. And I'm very, very excited because I think where you're going and your career, you're influencing a lot of people, man. A lot of props for that. I see the audiences sitting there. You take pictures. That just gets my blood boiling. I'm like, I got to do more, man. I got to do more. So keep doing it, man. You're inspiring a lot of people.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you again for the opportunity.
You got it. Take care. Talk to you soon.
We'll talk soon.